Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this point in time, we've all seen the headlines: Paycheck Protection Program fraud, economic injury disaster loan fraud, improper unemployment payments. And I'd like to concur with my colleague from Florida in that one of the common and unfortunate denominators to these headlines is that when they held the majority, Oversight Committee Democrats failed to hold a single hearing to protect COVID relief programs from waste, fraud, and abuse. But I think the most frightening result of this lack of oversight is that foreign hackers, including those acting on behalf of foreign countries, have tapped into these large funding mechanisms and stolen dollars meant for struggling Americans. I understand that the large scope and quick disbursement of COVID relief can result in waste, fraud, and abuse. But it's unacceptable that our strategic adversaries had such an easy means to infiltrate through cyber means. Specifically in December of last year, it was reported that a hacking group, which was talked about a little earlier as APT41, stole at least $20 million in U.S. COVID relief funds, including both unemployment insurance dollars and small business administration loans. By the time the COVID relief funds became a target of opportunity, APT41 had been in existence for about 10 years and had become the workhorse of the cyber espionage activities for the Chinese Communist Party. The hackers are believed to be connected very closely to the government, and they allegedly act on orders directly from China's Ministry of State Security. While there are many bad actors targeting government programs, this is allegedly the first strategic foe state-sponsored cyber threat of the U.S. COVID benefit funds. Assistant Director Smith, earlier you answered that the Secret Service is unsure if APT41 was directly ordered by the Chinese government to target U.S. COVID relief funds. When do you think the Secret Service expects to have resolution on if the hackers acted on their own accord or by government direction?
Sir, sometimes in the context of a criminal investigation, those answers never get reconciled. As I said before to your colleague who asked me the question originally, we focus on financial crimes, and sometimes financial crimes lead you, and the evidence leads you to entities that may have other interests in mind. Again, if that happens, we employ our partners at the Department of Justice who may also have some additional angles into how they're looking at particular groups.
And just generally speaking, whether they were working directly for them or not, I mean, the Chinese Communist Party knows of their existence, right?
I can't attest to what their knowledge is or not.
Reports have stated that Secret Service recovered nearly half of the $20 million stolen by the APT41 hackers. I'm assuming you're continuing that investigation.
Yes, sir.
Do you have, these are kind of unfair in that, do you have any timelines? Do you have anything you could share with us either publicly or sometime privately?
That case is a large, very broad case out of our Denver field office, and we'll be unpacking that for some time, sir.
Comptroller Dodaro, as I mentioned, hackers have targeted the unemployment insurance funds of several states, the extent of which is still unknown. What can we do outside of tearing down those entire systems in all 50 states to provide states with whatever safeguards the federal government can on unemployment insurance programs, even without enhanced COVID benefits from foreign actors?
Well, I think the Labor Department, with some of the funds that have been given available, has begun to set up identity verification methods, means to also check addresses. So those efforts need to be continued to go down the road. But cybersecurity is an issue that the federal government, governments at all levels, haven't heeded. I put that on the high-risk list across the federal government in 1997. I added critical infrastructure protection 2003. This problem's been known for a while, and I think we need to make sure we have more modern systems that can check. The other problem is allowing data sharing. For years, it took me years to get Congress to allow the Social Security Administration, or to require them to give the death master file to the Treasury Department so we could stop paying deceased individuals. That hasn't even happened yet. It's not scheduled to happen till next year, and recommending that be expedited. So there's a lot of things that could be done, but the systems have to be modernized. There are too many legacy systems. Some of the state systems go back to the 70s, and some of the federal governments are decades old as well.
Yeah, in many states, that's the
Right.
last IT upgrade everybody does.
Right.
I mean, and regardless all the way across the
Yeah.
thing. So thank you, I yield back.